What the fuck is up, nerds? Welcome back to the pod. So today we're talking all things Dallas. Just gonna jump right in here. Last time we did Scorpio season, specifically about Scorpios. This time it's just gonna be kind of general. Get to know your girl. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dallas Franzler. My favorite colors are orange and yellow, obviously. I got these sick ass flowers for my birthday from my boyfriend, and then I rearranged them because I'm a crazy person. But today we're just gonna yap, and Dallas is gonna have some wine. It's gonna be a great time. First of all, October, November is literally the perfect time for all things pumpkin. And I'm just gonna say it. I'm really tired of people hating on me for liking pumpkin. I'm tired of people hating on other people for liking pumpkin. We literally can't get pumpkin shit all year. Like, the stores take it away. Unless I'm growing pumpkins in my yard, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Now, fucking Starbucks, beefing with them right now. Because hopefully we all know that we shouldn't be going to Starbucks. Because their money does not go to good places. So our money should not go to them. The people win. Remember, y'all. But I used to have this little competition with myself every year to see like how many pumpkin spice lattes I could have in a season. Now, Starbucks starts their pumpkin season at the end of August. Usually it's between the 22nd and the 27th, okay? This is just how seriously I take pumpkin season. So there was a couple years ago, I was working at a place that was right next to a Starbucks, so I'm going to use that as my excuse, is it was too easy to go get coffee. And the year prior to that, I had done 77 PSLs in pumpkin season. And so I was like, look, this year I'm shooting for 80. You know, if I do about 3 more, that'll put us at a round number. Everything's going to be good, right? All right. Well, I definitely overdid it. And I even stopped counting. But that year I hit 100 pumpkin spice lattes. I won't do the math. If you would like to, go ahead. Just for reference, I would usually get a venti, 2 extra espresso shots, maybe some cold foam on the top. So crazy amount of money, ridiculous, but I haven't been able to do it the last 2 years, and that really sucks. They're supposed to be putting in a Dunkin' down the street from my house, and I'm hoping that comes, you know, at least by June of next year, so that by the time pumpkin season comes, I can be going to Dunkin' and getting their pumpkin. Because also, crazy story, once again, a couple years ago, I was at the Walmart doing grocery shopping, went to get some coffee. They had the bags of the little grounds on the shelf. Super early. I think it was like probably June or July. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to get a jump on the pumpkin. And I looked at the tag. Bitch. Literally priced at $2 for a bag of coffee grounds. And I'm like, I think somebody fucked up because I don't think it should be this cheap. So I grabbed 5 bags naturally. Cost me $10, and you can freeze coffee for up to like 3 years and it'll still be kind of fresh. I just cracked open my last bag like a month ago. Ooh wee. Now anytime I see that shit on the shelf, it's like, I think it's like $9.99 or $11.99 per bag. And I paid that for 5. Ooh, somebody fucked up. But can we also just agree to like let people have their cliche things, please? Like, cliche stuff is good for a reason. I don't know why we are so obsessed with like picking people apart for being happy, but we should really roll back on that. I think the pumpkin stuff is like my number one. And then whenever people find out I have a giant dreamcatcher tattoo on my back, that's another one. We all have our own reasons for doing things. I got that tattoo because of my favorite band. But I also, the one I used to join in on, which was probably really bad, was Twilight. I read the books. I loved the books. It was just like the way that teenage girls acted about Twilight was a lot, my dude. It was too much. That was in middle school. I was friends with these two girls. They were Mormons. Not that that has anything to do with it, but just a fact, I guess. In case they end up watching and they know who they are. What's up, ladies? They were obsessed. And of course, one of them was Team Edward. One of them was Team Jacob. I did go to a couple of the midnight showings. It was a great time. But I really just want to enjoy things when they're happening. And I wish I would have joined in harder and not let all these teenage girls ruin it. Because that shit was lit. I also love that Robert Pattinson also is not like the biggest Twilight fan. And he played Edward. Like, that's fierce queen. Pop off. We love that. Because what's her name that played Snow White is getting canceled for that same thing, talking shit about the movie that she was in. And I'm like, guys, a job is a job. Have you never worked a job that you didn't like? Have you never followed rules that you didn't personally agree with? But we don't have to talk about that, right? Honestly, I think, like, my favorite thing about liking it now is that it's, like, the little bit of the fall window that we get to enjoy before people bombard us with Christmas shit, I feel like is now, like, really intertwined with Twilight. Like, I personally, literally the day after Halloween, usually I wait, but my bestie Kason, you guys know Kason from the old podcast, he is obsessed with Christmas. And usually it's him every year that, like, gets me into Christmas. Day after Halloween this year, I was like, fuck, dude, should I watch the Santa Claus or what? And then I was like, no. We gotta roll it back. We gotta enjoy season because that shit's lit. And so I literally watched all 5 Twilights. Because what else do you do in that scenario? I think another thing that, like, people think are, like, cliches, which I'm sure everybody's over this conversation, especially now because Miss Jake Hay Rowling is, like, hella canceled. But I would just like to say, most people don't know shit about the Hogwarts houses, and you have no idea what fucking house you actually are. Because everybody goes with all the stereotypical responses for what they think that the houses are. And while, yes, like I already said earlier, sometimes cliches and stereotypes exist because they're just true and they just are. But there's also so much more to it. And it's like everybody's personalities are different, right? So why would you base the entire Hogwarts house on one thing that you know about that person? My favorite thing is that everybody thinks I should be a Slytherin because I'm, like, kind of rude and abrasive. But I would also like to point out that the number one Hufflepuff attribute is loyalty. So get a grip, nerds. Because honestly, most Slytherins that I know are, like, actually kind of like little marshmallows. They're just, like, little inside emo boys, you know? They skulk with their, like, I really feel like Snape was such, like, the perfect Slytherin because he was so brooding and dramatic. That shit was fierce. Because most of the Hufflepuffs that I know are gonna knock your fucking teeth in if you say anything wrong about them, to them, about their friends. Like, you really gotta watch yourself. And then in relations to just the Scorpio thing, I think my main, like, confidence and everything comes from being a Scorpio, but my other signs, like, really creep in. Because if you really just looked at, like, what most people think a stereotypical, like, Scorpio is, I fit some of those things, but, like, not a lot of them. Like, I could never be mysterious and aloof. Like, I'm silly as fuck, and not even on purpose, because I just say everything that comes out of my mouth. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But it just is what it is. So we have to take all the little pieces, put them in a grinder, smoke that bowl, dude, because that's what really makes you you, is all of the things all at once. Cheers to that. What's up? I also kind of just want to talk about things that I enjoy. So I really am obsessed with animals. Anybody who knows me knows that I can be the most dramatic and emotional when it comes to animals, and it really doesn't even matter what kind of animal. It doesn't really matter what's happening to the animal. Like, Tim and I watched this video the other day on the Mr. Beast channel, and he was like, saved 1,000 animals from dying. So it was like all of the things were good, but it was like my mind puts me in a place of like, oh my god, these animals were suffering. Look at how sad they are. But anyways, my main point to that was that I really like llamas and alpacas. Everybody knows my obsession with the Emperor's New Groove. I've got tattoos about it. Fun fact though that I just learned, I recently started working at a vet clinic, and I found out that llamas and alpacas are actually related to camels. And I think that's fucking crazy, because if you actually look at them, their faces are very similar. Like, they really kind of do look the same, but I never would have like actually put those two things together. That's just so crazy. I don't really know the science or, all of the like animal species type shit. I'm not a zoologist. But if I did live in the Harry Potter world, I would want to be a magizoologist. Just saying, Newt Scamander, best Hufflepuff that's ever been alive. I also really like pandas and penguins. Pandas are just silly as fuck. They fall out of trees. Penguins are cool. My favorite dog is definitely a corgi. Corgis are the jam. I seen 2 at work today. That was fierce. Loved it. So, like, I know I talk a lot about perspective, but, like, does anybody else relate too hard to David Spade playing Cusco in The Emperor's New Groove, or is that just me? I really, really, really liked that character. He was just such a fuck. But because of the perspective, I really don't even actually consider Yzma a villain, because she was really just upset that she got fired after dedicating her life to this job and this family. I'd be fucking pissed too, girl. Like, do you guys know, or some of you may know, now you're all gonna know, I worked at Universal for 100 million years. That place was the jam. Sort of. And you will be getting that episode as well. I promised. I will deliver. I kind of want to get some people on so that they can tell their tea as well. But it's going to be past employees because current employees could get fired and shit. So, I guess I understand. My lights are fucking dying. Please hold. Okay, I could tell it was kind of getting dark. I recently got some new lights that I was using, and apparently they started dying, so I had to stop and relight my situation. So we back, y'all. What's up? Okay. So going back to that, I really just am too obsessed with the Emperor's New Groove. Kaysen got me an original Emperor's New Groove movie poster from the year 2000 once from one of my birthdays, and that was super sick. Obviously, you guys know I love Harry Potter. I really don't ever shut the fuck up about it, and it's probably one of my most toxic traits, if I'm being honest. Some other shit I really love, Gossip Girl. I probably watch it like at least 3 times a year. I am so fucking obsessed with that show. I really don't know what it is, if it's just like the style and the fashion or the drama or the nostalgia because I watched it as a teenager, but holy shit. I fucking love that show. That's what made me obsessed with Penn Badgley and Leighton Meester. They are 2 of my favorite people that have ever existed on this planet. If you guys have not watched anything with either of them in it, you need to ASAP. Like, holy shit. Incredible talent. I literally could not talk about it enough. Bridgerton. Recently got so obsessed with Bridgerton. I knew that I would like it. I always knew that I would like it. And I'm just really shitty at watching new TV shows. Like, I don't know what it is, but my ADHD does not want me to sit down and pay attention to shit. So I just watch the same fucking things over and over and over again. But now, luckily for me, that includes Bridgerton. I got so into it so fast. Last year, my entire birthday party was Bridgerton themed. I went too crazy with the decorations. I got a ridiculous costume, crown, gloves, accessories. I made Tim get an outfit so that he could match me. Like, it was so crazy. I'm sure on my personal page there are photos. I believe I have like a highlight reel or something of that. So go check that out. That's just dope. But I made my mom get me all of the books for my birthday. I read all fucking 10 of those books, including the Queen Charlotte one, in like maybe a month and a half. And I did get bored. I think it was during Gregory's book, so I was like 2 to 3 from the end. I got super bored, and it took me 2 weeks to like get back into it. So that month and a half was even including a break. And I finished all of those books so fast because they were just so good. I literally cannot wait for January because the new season of Bridgerton is coming out, and it's Benedict and Sophie's season. If you guys aren't watching, you need to watch that shit, so catch up to get to this new season, because it's basically like another version of Cinderella. She's the poor girl, he's the rich boy, but it's so fucking cute. You guys, I'm not kidding. Please, 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 for the love of God, go watch that shit. Also, Hamilton. Anybody who actually like really knows me fully knows I didn't do like a birthday or anything, but a couple of years ago, me and the pharmacist did Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson for Halloween, and that shit was lit. I could literally keep proper time with the entire Hamilton soundtrack. I think you guys have probably seen like those trending TikToks where it like cuts the words and you're supposed to like lip sync along with it. I could do that with the entire fucking Hamilton soundtrack. I am obsessed. Lin-Manuel Miranda, if you ever see this, if you ever hear this, thank you for everything that you have done lyrically, melodically, any contribution you have put towards a project that I have loved has been the greatest part of all of it. So, big thank you to you. Also, fun fact, Tim and Lin-Manuel Miranda have the same freaking birthday. That's lit. I have the same birthday as Leonardo DiCaprio, and I used to threaten my little sister to have a Leonardo DiCaprio themed birthday party because she like hated him. I really think it was a situation with me and like Twilight, is just everybody was so obsessed with him and Titanic, and what was that one that came out when I was a teenager? Isn't he in Shutter Island or whatever? I don't know. But she was just like, I hate him. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to have a whole birthday party themed around him. Please don't show up. I'm sure everybody has that kind of relationship with their siblings, though. Here's some other things that I'm really good at. I can tell when things are cake. Any of those videos, any of those TV shows, any of those times where they're like trying to make realistic shit. No. Can't catch me. I will sniff it out every time. Maybe it's because it has to do with food. I don't really know. I'm also very good at building houses on Sims. I have been doing it professionally since I was like 12 years old. So I have a solid 17 years worth of experience. I think that's why I think I would be such an incredible like interior designer. Definitely not an architect. I was never that good at math. Like, I was good at math, but not that good. But I could build you like a whole 3-story mansion, fully furnished, customizable, maybe about 3.5 hours. She is really a professional, y'all. I'm not even kidding. I'm also really good at giving one of my cats treats without the other one finding out about it. I used to keep a secret stash in my underwear drawer, but then ants found them, and that was a really, really, really bad time. So now I'm just really discreet getting the packages open. That's a legit skill, y'all. And honestly, putting together a look, I can be just as frumpy as the next bitch. We all love to leave the house looking like Adam Sandler. But girl, nobody I know, no tea, no shade, y'all. But nobody I know has what I have when it comes to putting a look together. Not even just for me. I have put together plenty of looks for people in their own personal style and still outdone them every time. Not a humble brag, just a regular brag. Because you guys also know that I am that bitch. That's why I have an entire episode of my fucking podcast talking about me. I think this is another reason I relate to Cusco. That's literally what the fucking movie poster was, is it's all about me. I think if I also woke up to like a theme song and trained dancers singing me a theme song every day of my life, I would be a way worse piece of shit than I am now. For sure, like 110%. But thank you guys for joining me on this nice little narcissist yap sesh. Make sure you tune in next time. We're gonna hit that Universal episode. So only a couple more days. You're gonna get some tea and find out what it was really like to work in a theme park from some people who actually did it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, you're the best. I'm the best. We're all the best. And I will catch you on the next one.